Welcome back to another episode of Scholastic IQ, the game where knowledge rules. I'm your host, Mr. Rogers, and we have a great show in store for you tonight with two more fantastic teams, so let's go ahead and introduce them. On the bottom, we have Nashville with Isaac, Leo, Keely, and Jalen, and up top, we have Goreville with Duncan, Connor, Mason, and Colin. Now, before we get into our questions, let's just do a quick recap of our rules. We'll start out with some toss-up questions. Those are worth 10 points. If a team gets it right, they move on to a bonus question, which is worth 20 and can be stolen for 10. You guys are allowed to interrupt me at any time, but if you interrupt me and get a question wrong, it is 5 points for the other team, so just be right all the time. All right, if everybody's ready, let's get into the questions. What Supreme Court justice, who participated in hunting trips and private plane rides with billionaire Harlan Crow, is the oldest active judge? Mason.
Clarence Thomas.
Clarence Thomas is correct. Well done.
Nice.
For your bonus, what configuration, whose far electric field varies like 1 over r cubed, consists of two opposite electric charges a short distance from each other?
I have no idea.
A diode.
Diode is incorrect. Nashville, chance to steal. The answer looking for was not diode, but dipole. Electric dipole.
Wrong time.
What battle, which saw fighting at the Bloody Lane and Miller's Cornfield, took place in Maryland and was the bloodiest single day of the Civil War? Duncan.
Battle of Antietam.
That is correct. Well done. For your bonus, the island formerly known as Van Diemen's Land is now named for what Dutch explorer?
Tasmania.
That's incorrect. Nashville, chance to steal. So we were looking for the name of the explorer. So it was Tasmania, but the name was Abel Tasman. Abel Tasman. Next toss-up. What East Coast state is home to most of the White Mountains, has the shortest coastline of any coastal state, and is between Maine and Vermont? Jalen.
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what city in Spain's autonomous community of Navarre is known for its San Fermin festival, which contains the running of the bulls?
Madrid.
That's incorrect. Goreville, chance to steal.
Pamplona.
Pamplona is correct. Well done, Colin. Next question. What disease, whose last natural case occurred in Somalia in 1977, is characterized by a rapidly spreading rash and is caused by the variola virus? Leo.
Smallpox.
Smallpox is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what Irish actor, credited as Shivering Soldier in the movie Dunkirk, played the Scarecrow in Batman Begins and is the title physicist in Oppenheimer?
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy is correct. Well done. Didn't even mention 28 Days Later. That's like his best movie. That's a shame. For your next toss-up, what man whose confessions from prison were published by Thomas Gray was captured after an 1831 slave rebellion that he led in Virginia? Mason.
Shay.
That's incorrect. Keely.
Turner.
Turner is correct. Nat Turner, well done. For your bonus, interactions with the Milky Way produced a stream named for what pair of irregular dwarf galaxies, which include a large one and a small one? So out of time, Goreville, chance to steal.
No answer.
The answer looking for there was Magellanic Clouds. Magellanic Clouds. Next toss-up. What man drew on Charles Babier's night writing system to create a system of raised dots representing letters, which is used by blind people? Connor.
Braille.
Louis Braille is correct. Well done. For your bonus, Georgetown is the capital of what British overseas territory, which is made up of 3 islands and is a notable offshore financial center?
French Guyana.
That's incorrect. Nashville, chance to steal. The answer looking for there was the Cayman Islands. The Cayman Islands. And that'll take us to our first media question. This song features on a 2023 movie that is the second in its saga and also became popular across social media. This movie depicts Miles Morales facing new challenges and learning a lot more about who he is and the world he lives in. Name this movie. Leo.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Can you repeat that?
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
That is incorrect. Colin.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is correct. Well done, Colin. And because that is a media question, there is no bonus, so we'll just take it back to the toss-ups. What author wrote about Thea Kronborg's training to be an opera singer in The Song of the Lark and depicted life on the Great Plains in O Pioneers? Duncan.
Willa Cather.
Willa Cather is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what Italian author described 55 fantastical places in his novel Invisible Cities and wrote the second-person novel If on a Winter's Night's a Traveler?
Italo Calvino.
Italo Calvino is correct. Well done. Next toss-up, what organ whose marginal zone separates the red and white pulp may be enlarged in people with mononucleosis and destroys old red blood cells? Connor.
Spleen.
Spleen is correct. Well done. For your bonus, pencil and paper ready. What is the average test score for a 20-student class if 4 students each score 90 and every other student scored 85? Series all at a time. Nashville, chance to steal. The answer we're looking for there was 86. 86. Your next question, what instrument played by Domenico Dragonetti and Charles Mingus is a large string instrument that is often played with its player standing upright? Colin.
Cello.
Cello is incorrect. Jalen.
Bass.
Well, we accepted just bass. We will accept that is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what British monarch from the House of Stuart was captured during the English Civil War and subsequently beheaded? These are all at a time. Goreville, chance to steal.
Charles the First.
Charles I is correct. Well done. And your next question. What organization led by grand sachems like Charlie Murphy and the infamously corrupt William Tweed was a political machine that dominated New York? Duncan.
Tammany Hall.
Tammany Hall is correct. Well done. For your bonus, Saul Bellows' character Augie March was born in what Midwestern city, the setting of Nelson Algren's The Man with the Golden Arm?
Chicago.
Sweet Home, Chicago is correct. Well done. Next toss-up, what song whose artist asks, "How do you lie without flinching?" is the lead single from Guts by Olivia Rodrigo and is titled For a Bloodsucker? Connor.
Vampire.
Vampire is correct. For your bonus, pencil and paper ready.
Not again.
What is the straight line distance between the points 1, 6 and 6, -6?
7.
That's incorrect.
Do we? Is this a toss? Okay. So, 13.
13 is correct. Well done.
I was confused already.
Back to the toss-ups. What former leader who resigned as MP for Uxbridge and South Ruislip in 2023 was succeeded by Liz Truss and later Rishi Sunak as Prime Minister? Connor.
Boris Johnson.
Boris Johnson is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what ruler who became Holy Roman Emperor in 962 conquered most of Germany and Italy and led the 955 defeat of the Magyars at the Battle of Lechfeld?
Charlemagne.
That's incorrect. Nashville, chance to steal. And so looking for there was Otto the Great. Otto the Great. And that'll take us to our next media question. This series follows the Duncan.
Clarence.
Clarence is correct. Hold on. Next, also, what author won a Pulitzer Prize for the Reivers, created the Sartoris and Bundren families who live in the fictional Yaknapatawa?
Faulkner.
Faulkner is correct. I was dreading having to say that county name because, man, it is a trip of a name, but well done. For your bonus, former Rhode Island Governor Gina Raimondo assumed what cabinet post in 2021?
Department of Secretary of Agriculture.
That's incorrect. Nashville, chance to steal. Answer looking for there was the Secretary of Commerce. The Secretary of Commerce. Phoenix tells up what element whose primary ore is cassiterite was historically alloyed with copper to produce bronze and is known for its use in food cans. Leo.
Aluminum.
Aluminum is incorrect. Connor.
Tin.
Tin is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what member of the Spartan 2 program who receives advice from the AI Cortana is the main protagonist of the Halo series?
Master Chief.
Master Chief is correct. On to your next toss-up. George Orwell fought for Poom during what 1936 to 1939 war in which, Duncan?
Spanish Civil War.
Spanish Civil War is correct. Well done. For your bonus, in what northern state where Horace Mann helped to create a board of education in 1837 did Edward Everett and John Hancock serve as governor?
Virginia.
That's incorrect. An actual chance to steal.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts is correct. Well done. And I'm getting the sense that you knew that the whole time. Definitely wasn't a guess at all. And that'll take us to our lightning round. The way our lightning round works is each team will have 60 seconds to answer as many questions as they can about a certain topic. Now, Nashville, since you guys are trailing in this one, you get the first pick of the litter. Your choices are Andrew Jackson, alliterative idioms, starts and ends with R, or types of boat.
Starts and ends with R.
Starts and ends with R it is. All right. Give these words that both begin and end with the letter R. 60 seconds on the clock. I will count you down. 3, 2, 1. An adult male chicken.
Rooster.
Dasher, Dancer, and Prancer, among others.
Reindeer.
Its Doppler type is used in weather forecasting.
Radar.
Facial covering that protects against airborne hazards such as the N95 type. You can pass as well.
Rebreather.
That's incorrect. Husband of Grace Kelly or a mountain in Washington.
Pass.
Criminal denoted by the R in the legal acronym RICO.
Pass.
A pitcher who replaces a starter.
Reliever.
A six-shooter or a Beatles album.
Revolver.
Pseudonym of villain Edward Nygma.
Riddler.
Device that converts alternating current to direct current.
Resistor.
That's incorrect. Husband of Grace Kelly or a mountain in Washington?
Roger.
All out of time, so we'll go through the ones you missed. The facial covering that protects against airborne hazards such as the N95 type was a respirator. The husband of Grace Kelly or a mountain in Washington is Rainier. The criminal denoted by the R in the legal acronym RICO is racketeer. And the device that converts alternating current to direct current is a rectifier. Rectifier. All right, Goreville, it is now your guys' turn. Your choices are types of boat, Andrew Jackson, or alliterative idioms.
Alliterative idioms.
It's a mouthful, I know. Give these idioms whose two components are alliterative. For example, motor mouth or cookie cutter. 60 seconds on the clock. I will count you down. 3, 2, 1. A hard to say phrase.
Tongue twister.
A car with poor fuel efficiency.
Pass.
To arrange for a person to be professionally or socially excluded.
Pass.
Stunned into silence at meeting a celebrity.
Star shocked.
Unenthusiastic and insincere as an attempt or gesture.
Pass.
A fearless thrill seeker.
Pass.
An early term for wartime PTSD.
Shell shocked.
A humorous but disruptive student.
Class clown.
A person noted for their extreme thrift.
Pass.
An easygoing, pleasurable lifestyle that may lead to sin.
Pass.
A car with poor fuel efficiency.
Gas guzzler.
That's correct. To arrange for a person to be professionally or socially excluded.
Pass.
So all out of time, so we will go through the ones that you missed. To arrange for a person to be professionally or socially excluded is blackball. Unenthusiastic and insincere as an attempt or gesture is half-hearted or wishy-washy. A fearless thrill seeker is daredevil. And a person noted for their extreme thrift is a penny pincher. And an easygoing, pleasurable lifestyle that may lead to sin is primrose path. Primrose path. All right, that concludes our lightning round. Let's take a look at our points. We have Goreville on top, 260 over Nashville's 140, but still plenty of time to come back for you guys in the second half. Okay, let's take it back to the toss-ups. What author described how the Valar made the islands of Numenor in the Silmarillion and depicted the quest of Frodo Baggins in The Lord of the Rings? Duncan.
J.R.R. Tolkien.
J.R.R. Tolkien is correct. Well done. For your bonus, in what kingdom of organisms do microscopic channels called plasmodesmata allow for transport between cell?
Eubacteria.
That's incorrect. Nashville chance to steal.
Protista.
That's incorrect. The answer you're looking for was plantae. Plantae. For your next toss-up, pencil and paper ready. What is the diameter of a circle whose area is 144 pi, given the area of a circle is a function of the square of the radius? Duncan.
24.
24 is correct. Well done. For your bonus, in July 2023, what Big Ten university in Illinois fired its football coach, Pat Fitzgerald, for covering up patterns of hazing and racism? Nice catch.
Northwestern. Northwestern?
Northwestern is correct. Hold on. Also lost to SIU last year, I believe. So let's go Salukis. For your next toss-up, what figure from Greek myth rejected the nymph Echo and drowned Duncan?
Narcissus.
Narcissus is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what king who initiated the law of the splintered paddle in 1797 ruled from Hilo as the founder and first ruler of the Kingdom of Hawaii?
Kamehameha.
Kamehameha is correct, and that is the only thing that name is related to. There's nothing else in media that that's related to. Hold on. And that'll take us to our next media question. This nonprofit academic establishment, Jalen.
Khan Academy.
Khan Academy is correct. Well done. All Back to your toss-ups. What title character kills the talking cricket in a Carlo Collodi novel, which describes how the wooden nose of this... Duncan.
Pinocchio.
Pinocchio is correct. Hold on. For your bonus, which Nigerian playwright wrote about Simon Pilkings, who tries to prevent Ellison's ritual suicide in Death and the King's Horseman?
Buck.
That's incorrect. Nashville, chance to steal. Answer we're looking for there was Wole Shoyinka. Wole Shoyinka. Next question. Pencil and paper ready again. What is the measure of the vertex angle of an isosceles triangle whose two base angles equal measure 65 degrees? Duncan.
50.
50 is correct. Hold on. For your bonus, what European composer wrote his 9th symphony while visiting the US in the 1890s, leading to its nickname From the New World?
Dvorak.
Dvorak is correct. Hold on. Next question. Which leader was the consort of Prasutagus, was killed at the Battle of Watling Street, and was an Iceni queen who led a rebellion in Roman Britain? Colin.
Boudica.
Boudica is correct. Well done. For your bonus, the golden ratio is a number equal to the quantity x plus 1 divided by 2, where x is what a rational number?
Square root of 5.
Square root of 5 is correct. Well done. Next, also, but what French writer who defended colonialism in his 1841 essay on Algeria visited U.S. prison facilities before writing Democracy in America? Mason.
Alexis de Tocqueville.
Alexis de Tocqueville is correct. Well done. For your bonus, in what country in 2019 did a terrorist live stream part of his shooting of 51 mosque attendees in the city of Christchurch?
The UK.
That's incorrect. Nashville, chance to steal. It was a big test for Jacinda Ardern's prime ministry in New Zealand. New Zealand. Next toss-up. What type of reaction which occurs at a battery's cathode involves a substance gaining electrons and... Duncan.
Reduction.
Reduction is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what greedy nincompoop falls into the chocolate river after he becomes the first child to win a golden ticket to Willy Wonka's candy factory?
Augustus Gloop.
Augustus Gloop is correct. Well done. For your next toss-up, what country of which Johann Heinrich Vives Sicilia is co-prince alongside French President Emmanuel Macron is a small country between France and Spain? Connor.
Andorra.
Andorra is correct. Well done. For your bonus, Jose Orozco and Diego Rivera were Mexican artists who often painted works denoted by what term beginning with M that signifies a painting on a wall?
Mural.
Mural is correct. Well done. And that'll take us to our next media question. This song is from the late 2022 album titled Midnights, released by the ever-popular singer-songwriter Taylor Swift. Name this song. Isaac.
Antihero.
Antihero is correct. Well done. That'll take us back to our toss-ups. What man proposed a speed-up called Uskoreniya as part of the perestroika, was told to tear down this wall, and Duncan.
Gorbachev.
Mikhail Gorbachev is correct. Hold on. For your bonus, what Polynesian country, which lies just west of the international date line, derives significant revenue from its use of the internet domain .tv?
Tuvalu.
Tuvalu is correct. Well done. Next, also, what region can be accessed in its south by the Rafah border crossing, has been administered by Hamas since 2006, and is a narrow Palestinian strip? Isaac.
The Gaza Strip.
Gaza Strip is correct. Well done. Very topical. For your bonus, what class of colloids, which include ointments and mayonnaise, are mixtures in which one liquid is dispersed as tiny droplets within another liquid?
Mixture.
That's incorrect. Goreville, chance to steal.
Suspended.
That's also incorrect. The answer you're looking for was emulsion. Emulsion. And that bell means we are all out of time, so let's take a look at our scores. We have Goreville on top, 500 to Nashville's 170. So well done, Goreville. You guys will be moving on. Now that is all the time we have for in tonight's show. For the people working hard behind the camera and our lovely contestants here today, I'm Ethan Neer. Thank you so much, and good night.